Hey, welcome to Ice Age Part 2, Fog Day Conversations. Wow, I am back in the truck. I am back in the race truck. And I thought I was going to be able to get my Coyote sticker today, but I'm not going to be able to do that. I won't be even near that area. Going to go up north. You know, I just live behind the wheel of a car. If anybody follows my channel, I am outlying. When I say living behind the wheel of a car, I mean, just for me and mileage of what I've done. If you think about this, since last week, you just go from last Tuesday, we'll just use Tuesday. On Tuesday, I drove down to Tennessee. That's 400 miles. Just that in itself. All right, well, I just drove back from Tennessee yesterday. That's 400 miles. There's 800 miles. All right, well, this truck a week ago, if you look right, this truck, when I left last Tuesday, it had 600 miles on it. And I didn't take the truck to tow. The last second, I took the Raptor truck because of the, this didn't have enough miles on it for me to justify that I should, use it to tow. It's so funny. Settings. You go to auto. I mean, it just cracks me up. My kid was driving this truck and she didn't have this thing on the auto setting. So it's kind of cooler today. But anyways, to the mileage, you know, I just rack up so many miles. I just live behind the wheel of a car. And so here, this truck here now, you know, this truck will have 2,000 miles on it in a heartbeat. Oh, I got to go to the down here. You go left, I think. Yeah, see, the Raptor is a different setting. So now we're in sport mode, and this is just so cool. Once this thing goes to sport mode, this thing just becomes a whole different animal. I mean, this thing, you see this thing? I am not, look at the RPMs. This thing is so fun. Oh my gosh, I'm amazed that you don't just see more of these out in the marketplace, because it's such a fun vehicle. It is so freaking fast for what it is. I mean, I can only hope you can hear that exhaust note. I mean, oh my gosh. Wow. The kid, I gotta start changing all the settings because my kid, she drove this back last night. And I think this morning, if I didn't take over the barn, I really think she's to school. But I'm like, hey, I bought that F450 back. You're driving that. Sorry, this is Dad's truck. I'm sorry. This is Daddy-O's truck. You got enough trucks, right? Yeah, so anyways, the Raptor did such a great job yesterday pulling. I mean, I'm just really excited about that. And the reason I'm talking about that is because a gentleman just reached out to me. You know, I'm not even really following what's going on, but I've heard the word Haas under the Bronco name. So apparently Ford's going to offer that 3.0 motor in a Wildtrak package now for the 2023 model, I guess. And the gentleman's reaching out to me and saying, hey, could you help me out? I've got a Wildtrak Haas, H-O-S-S package, and I'm just doing assumptions. I haven't even researched this. I'm just going off of what would make sense to me. He's saying that he can get the 3.0 motor in that Wildtrak package, and he's saying, would you buy that or would you buy the Raptor? And I'm saying, for me, if money's not an issue, I'm going to buy a Raptor all day long. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to buy a Raptor. And I said, now, the only thing about the Raptor is it is a little bit more of a chore to get in to the vehicle because it sits up higher with those 37-inch tire and tire package, and then the suspension, I guess. And so, you know, that would be negative. The other negative would be it's not going to get as good fuel mileage, you know, based on because you don't have as big a tire. So, but I said, either way, you're going to be very happy either way. But I think we all know that the Ford Bronco Raptor will always be the talked about vehicle, and it'll always be the sought after vehicle. So for me, for the money, I think you're better off buying the Raptor because the Raptor is not going to lose its value. It's not. Even though I know that people don't want to spend the money for Raptor, think it will. I've been around too long. The niche cars that manufacturers make, even like you, Even for me, years ago, when I just didn't have the money to buy this stuff, always only hoping these things would lose value and I could buy a nice used performance vehicle. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. They're not building these Raptors in massive quantities. They're going to build 150,000 Broncos this year. They're going to build maybe 2,800 Raptors. I mean, so the numbers are nothing. They're minuscule in comparison. So to think that there's going to be a ton of Raptors in the marketplace, and that's what you have to remember. The only reason these things would gain value is if there's tons of Raptors sitting all over the place for sale. It's not going to happen, and that's what I've witnessed with the Hellcats, with the Vipers, with the Mustang GT500s. Let's go on and on and on. There's just, you have to have a flood of these vehicles in the market for the values to depreciate a lot. And if there's not a flood of them in the market, they're going to hold their value very well. So all I'm trying to radiate to anybody to watch my channel is, if anybody's here thinking they're going to pick up a nice Ford Bronco Raptor for a steal, there's no way. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen anytime soon. Even if the country goes broke, most people have money that own these things, and they're not going to go broke. Select few will, but most won't. And I've witnessed this. I'm on your page. Everybody watch my channel that, I can only hope they could buy some really cool stuff at a really great deal. It just doesn't play out that way, sadly. I mean, I'm on your page. Yeah, hey, I hope you can find a great deal on a nice Raptor and get a steal of a deal. But I wouldn't, base my decisions on that to think you're getting one. Wow, this truck really gets nice and warm and heated up, man. Wow. Well, sure, another beautiful day. So now our truck, got to take care of business. I'm back. So just for me, I'm just thinking out loud. I was thinking to myself a week ago, Monday, I was out and about, and that was about a 150-mile day. And then Tuesday was a 400-mile day, so there's 550. Then Wednesday, I did the projects around the mother-in-law's house. So that was, 50-mile day, 600 miles. And then Thursday, the kid and I rode bikes. I'd have to say we rode maybe close to 200 miles, maybe. Okay, so what's that? That's 800 miles. Then on Friday, it was raining and just did run around. There's 825. Saturday, we rode to Knoxville, definitely 200. That's over 1,000 miles, just right there. And then yesterday, over 400, 1,400. I'll do 150. So just last week, conservative number, I've done 1,500 miles on the wheel of a car. So, and the reason I talk about that is because I live behind cars, and so every now and then I'll have somebody make a comment like I don't know a car or something like that, or I'll test drive another brand's product, and they're like, well, you just don't. It's like, yeah, but I live behind the wheel of cars, so I can kind of feel what a vehicle is, because I know the vehicles, and I know how they operate and how they feel, and the inertia and the kickback. And that's why for this truck here, it's just beyond believable. This is only a 400 horsepower truck. Well, to me, I would definitely think it's more than that, because it has such a fast, free-spirited feel to it. Yeah, so in that aspect, yeah, I would honestly tell you, it's like, I don't know. If somebody said, we put a motor in his truck, what would be your guess on the horsepower? And I would have said 450, maybe 500, maybe. But I haven't just all out gotten out in this thing yet, because it really wasn't broken in. Now it is. So now I really could really kind of get in this thing. But I can already kind of tell from kind of knowing what I've done with it, not max. Yeah, then I'd be like, yeah, this is a 400 horsepower truck, because it just loses that energy at X amount of speed. You can just kind of feel the lag. It doesn't have that super power. Look at that there. It's crazy that people live inside of the hill, isn't it? Yeah, so that was so I appreciate that. Another guy, I'm just giving you a heads up on my conversation this morning. It's another guy reached out to me on my Ford. It's pretty cool. I have owned so many cars. People literally comment in cars I don't even have, and then they don't even realize that I have people reaching out to me on the Dodge Challenger Gold Rush Scat Pack that I bought my daughter September of last year that I no longer even have. But I have people reaching out to me and, kind of inquiring about the car, and they got one or whatever. and they don't know that car is long gone. Now I have the Gold Rush Challenger, Hellcat Red Eye, but it's a whole different paint theme from that Scat Pack. Scat Pack had a really cool paint theme. I really like that. But I drove that car, to give you an example, and I'm so used to high performance cars, that thing just didn't do it for me. I mean, I nailed that thing like you can't believe, and nothing, goose egg. It just, especially in the manual. And those 392 cars, get an automatic. The 392 automatic definitely feels faster and more free-spirited and fun. The clutch, to me, it's a dog. It's a dog. I mean, I've run that car, and it's like, it's this truck would run that 392 Challenger manual. It would definitely run it. Would a Challenger take it? It would, but it wouldn't be radical. I don't think it'd be radical. I think it'd be, he'd be a car length, probably pull me, but I don't think it'd be like way up the road. So anyways, so the gentleman reached out to me that just bought the Ford factory. This is what's so funny. If you watch my videos, I just did the Trailgater from Northridge 4x4 out of Washington State. I bought that Trailgater that's for the rear Bronco rear door, where you have a nice little tray set up to work off the back of your vehicle. And I just did a whole video of me doing that install on it, and it's a much better, easier install and cleaner install. And a gentleman just reached out to me this morning, or actually last night, and he's doing the factory. He didn't know. He just doesn't know. He bought the factory. Listen to this thing. I mean, what a blast. So he bought the factory Ford metal tray system where you have to drill out the door and you have to set these anchors. And even for me, I couldn't complete the project down in Tennessee because I didn't have my my speed gun. I can't remember what I didn't have with me. I didn't have something with me, but the whole point is, he reached out to me saying, hey, I watched your video, and now I can't get these anchors to set, which I had the same problem. And I go into good detail of showing others in the video. You have to use this little tool that comes with the install kit to get that to make the anchors spread and secure themselves in the metal. But it's intimidating because it doesn't seem to work right, and you really are kind of like, wow, this really does, this is really just not that great. And so, but unbeknownst to him, I don't own that truck anymore. And then I actually said, hey, don't hate me, but here is a here's a better way to do this if you want options. So I went ahead and I sent him my video of the Trailgater, and sure enough, he reached back out and he's like, hey, no hate here, I appreciate that, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to return this, and I'm gonna look for something more like what you just showed me. So that helped him out. So my videos, that's my goal. I've been telling people all the time, is my goal is to try to share information and ideas that somebody else would go, hey, I was able to watch this guy's video and he helped me do it right, or he opened my eyes up to, I don't need this, I need something different. Just like that Bluetooth brake controller, which I'm really happy about. I mean, that brake controller really did do a good job on managing the brake capability. So now I'm even like, do I really want to put a brake controller in the Ford Bronco Raptor when that Bluetooth thing does the exact same thing? Because I noticed in the Bronco brake controller setup, that thing's got a very fine line there too of how temperamental it can get. So I don't know, but part of me is kind of like, it's kind of cool to have that just already built into it. So part of me is like, it's the project. I enjoy doing projects. So the odds are I'll probably put the dang thing in. Who knows? But what's really cool is now this truck has the capability to do the towing with that Bluetooth setup, and I don't have to buy and do the forescan thing on this truck to get my trailer capability electric brakes on this. So that's a really great, it's like the Echo, I'm trying to think of the name of the Curtis, I think. Curtis is the name of the of the manufacturer. It makes that brake controller Bluetooth thing. So there's something for you to go check out. I'm waiting for the Traveling Tall guy. Traveling Tall, I think is the name of his channel. I'm waiting for him to post that video of me, him meeting him at that bootlegger's Harley Davidson in Knoxville, Tennessee. But I already know that he's going to edit the heck out of that thing. It'll be interesting to see how much content. What you don't know on my YouTube channel is when I did that video of Walking Tall gentleman about his Street Glide that he totally is customized. Before we did that, he did a great length of video of me and my daughter talking about our motorcycle experiences and other things. So he has at least a 20-minute video, at least, of my daughter and I, more me talking when he's talking and showing off his video at the dealership. So it'd be really interesting to see what he actually shows on his own video and what video was he making that day if I'm riding around his Harley. And I learned some things from him, which is really cool. First thing I learned is if I want to get a really custom badass motor on my Harley, I can go right up here to that Zippers Performance, who's right, I'm literally going to be right up the road from that location today. Where if I want to take my Street Glide, I wouldn't take my 117 CVO. To me, that's a factory beautiful bike. It's more than enough power for me. And I don't want to, I just don't want to alter a bike too much because I think it's, it's debatable, but it's more enough power. I mean, for me, I'm not really into that. I'm just not into wanting a Harley Davidson that hits a $1.25, because I know from riding these motorcycles, once again, I've ride motorcycles. I own different style motorcycles, and I know that Batwing is very dangerous at high speeds. Yeah, once you get very high speeds, that Harley, it gets squirrely. That bike's just not designed to be, a high-speed bike. Ask me how I know. I've done these things, and, the wheel wobble borderline starts to take over, which you need a front steering stabilizer put on your Harley if you're really kind of doing 125 mile an hour stints in your Harley. I mean, ask me how I know. I mean, I thought one day I was going to die because the whole front wheel started doing that, shimmy. It's called the death walk, where the whole front of that wheel, from the inertia of the wheel and the physics of the dynamics of how that air comes across that wheel, when you're accelerating, you're okay. But then once you deaccelerate, you get this weird adverse effect where it makes the front end of the bike start just shaking, the whole wheel. And if you don't know what you're doing, you go down. The bike will just put you on the ground. Yeah, it's doing 100 miles an hour. So I'm just not of that mindset. And it's so funny, here's a truck coming up on me. And, part of me is like, is that my truck? Let's see here. Yeah, see, the Lightning truck, right? Yeah. Is it a Lightning? Yeah. Right. It's not. But it looks so similar. It's so even hard for me to see because the light bar goes across the front of that grill. It's a whole different front grill. But it's just easy to think, hey, is that my guy that works for me driving around my truck, right? Electric vehicles, right? I even had time to look at the status of my other electric vehicles. So here's the thing now I think about. So for the end of the year, I'm down to the last month, and, what plays out? Am I going to be at 22 cars for the year? So if I would have gotten to 23 or 24, that would have been pretty cool, because that would have been 2 cars a month. That would have been, I really need to write down everything I bought. I got to do that. And then I got to review it, because I think that I'm pretty confident I'm at 22 vehicles. Anybody enjoying the noise? This thing is just so much fun. So the kid got this thing about 19 miles per gallon. The yabba dabba doing, right? Just like to talk, right? Yeah, I know. I just like to follow up on conversations, and I think the fog, haven't had much response, but it's Monday morning and people got to go back to work, and I get all that. Sit there and watch a YouTube video, and I don't know. I just try to relate real life experiences with what goes on in our other part of our world besides cars and trucks and motorcycles. Even though that's our whole life. I mean, come on. I mean, our whole world revolves around cars, motorcycles, trucks, fuel. Yeah, I see the fuel prices down like $74 a barrel. So I was telling everybody, for the record, I was telling everybody that the $3 gas would be back. Yeah, I mean, I was questioning myself a little bit on that when this Ukraine-Russia ordeal oil, but all I know right now is now this city administration wants to go ahead and appease Venezuela, the dictatorship social regime, and start giving them money again by letting us buy Venezuelan oil. Sell your soul. I say it all the time. Will you sell your soul? Basically, that's going on. Here we are supposed to be putting sanctions on Venezuela for the way they're humane, their governing bodies, how they treat people and everything else. But now we're going to reward them by buying oil because of all the political stuff going on with this country of don't drill any more oil and the refineries being shut down. My gosh, it just doesn't end, man. Right? But the good news is the cheap gas is back. You got to wonder why the cheap diesel isn't back. The cheap heating oil either, right? All right, follow me along. Uh-oh. What's this place? What am I doing here, right? Uh-oh, leave. Just leave. Just leave. It's Koons Ford Baltimore. Why am I here, right? What are you buying now, right? I mean, come on. Uh-oh, yikes. All right, I'm leaving. I didn't buy a damn thing. Should I be congratulated? Looks like my Bronco, my Wild Track Hot Pepper Red's gone. Somebody's enjoying my car now. Wonder if they know my YouTube channel, right? So yeah, I accomplished it. See that I can go to a car dealership and leave. I got the spare tires, what I got. Oh boy, back up here in Virginia, rat race, beyond rat race. Here I'm at Costco. I really don't like coming to Costco anymore because they package everything way too big. But this gas station here, I don't know what it is about this gas station. This is like the second time I've come here. And a few weeks ago, a guy double parked just to block it so he can only put gas in his own truck, and took forever to get his payment thing situated. Somebody else had to help him get that resolved. And then today, I'm there. I pulled up behind a guy who was filling his car up. And so then I get out to fill my car up, and then that guy leaves. So now there's an empty spot in front of me up there on the far right hand side over there. And this guy pulls up his big F-250 long bed extended cab truck. I mean, he just zips around me, then he just blocks down the whole passing lane. And he just gets out of his truck like, get off my grass, buddy. I mean, literally. He's an older guy, and he just had this whole attitude like, get the hell off my grass, buddy. I was there first. So he totally maneuvers his truck where he's blocked down me to get out of there. Then he starts filling his truck up. Then he gets his gas cans out to fill those up. I mean, it's going to be an adventure. I'm just thinking, and that's what you have up here in this DC metro area. It's really bad. I mean, I know it's going on all over the country, but anymore, the respect of others is just beyond believable of how people treat other people. And people wonder why a guy goes and gets a gun and starts shooting people. I mean, sadly, it's just some people eventually lose it because it's just you just disrespect. And I say that in my videos, and I talk about it. I tell my daughter, it's easy to be mean, it's easy to be nasty, it's very hard to be nice. It really is, and more than ever in our society with this social media machine. It's pretty cool. Right here, this guy pulled out a little while ago, and I think that truck looks good. That little Frontier's a good looking truck. He's hauling butt. This is a 45-mile-an-hour road right here, right? So, and it's the race to get home. So already the traffic It's not even 2:30 and already this road is starting to get locked down. It's just, so yeah, the rat race. So yeah, you know, you just, and you know, once again, I'm not saying in other parts of the country you don't have these issues, but just in this area here, it's just beyond believable of what the attitude is of so many people. And everybody's in a hurry, you know, hurry to get home. They go sit down behind their computer and type away, right? Is that kind of where we are in today's society? And yeah. The F-150 truck, just race truck's badass, man. I mean, this truck here is just so much fun. Are you hearing it? Oh my goodness gracious! Yeah, I got the spare tire back up there at Koons Baltimore Ford, and the one guy that built the truck, he kind of brought up a good point. Was that maybe that spare tire isn't going to be the right tire size, so maybe it'd be rubbing since they lowered this truck, the tire would be rubbing against the fender wells. And I was thinking, you know, you got a good point. So as we were rolling the tire out, we lined it up next to the existing tire, and thank goodness it's still it's the right size. So I don't need. He was saying you may have to buy a different size tire to fit on the truck if you get a flat tire and not doing damage to your truck. And I was like, you know, that's a really great point. Good news is the spare tire is going to work out, and also, you know, now for me, I just feel better traveling the roads and being able to have a backup tire plan instead of getting the patch kit out or inflator kit. But you know, what people don't think about is if you get a tire that gets, you know, damaged severely, it doesn't matter what patch kit you have, you're dead in the water. So I mean, I really think it's a big mistake that these manufacturers have taken spare tires out of vehicles. And the thing is, yeah, my GT500, it doesn't have a spare tire, but it's a performance car. I'm not driving that car typically on long, you know, road trips. And you know, that's the thing. In performance cars, I get all that for weight savings and space. But when you get into today's, you know, like minivans, some of these minivans, they don't have a spare tire. And bigger cars, they don't have a spare tire on their SUVs. They have repair kits. And I just think that's, you know, until you go through that, sitting on the side of the road, waiting for a few hours for the so-called AAA or the roadside assistance guy to show up, and then you have to keep in mind, he can get there, but he'll be like, hey, look, your tire's destroyed. You need a rollback. Yeah, so now now where are you sitting? Now what are you doing now if he's 3 or 4 of you? And the guy rolls up in a rollback truck that seats 3 people and there's 4 of you. Yeah, and then what are you doing? Where's the car going? I mean, it's just a total fiasco. Yeah, it just totally ruins your trip. So the whole point is, yeah, if I can have a spare tire, and I've made a lot of decisions when I travel based on that. I'm not lying. I've thought to myself, man, you know, I don't know if I want to take this vehicle because I'm getting ready to go on a 1,000-mile road trip, and if anything happens, it's just going to totally ruin the day. Just like trailers. You know, I have a spare tire for every one of my trailers. If you don't do that in a trailer, until you've been down that road, you have no idea. And I've been down that road. How do I know? I mean, that's what I'm trying to say to you. I've been down the road where I didn't have a backup plan. And yeah, it just turns into a long day, long night, and ruins the vacation. Oh, the conversations, right? So heading back in, I think I'm going to just kind of cut it out at that. Kind of just figured I'd share my F-150, you know, I want to say F-150 Lightning experience, but no, my F-150 Coyote experience. And hopefully tomorrow I get over to LA Tint and I get the professional sticker put on the truck. And I mean, I'll be curious to see how it looks. It's either it's going to look really, or it's going to look really dorky, you know what I mean? But then I'm intrigued where I go places. People go, hey, that's a Coyote truck? What is that all about? Yeah, I kind of get the eye, you know, brow, eye opener, if you know what I mean. Anyways, there goes that guy earlier, that nice little Nissan. I think Nissan did a good job. You can't see it from here, but maybe you will again. Let's see. Yeah, so I think Nissan did a good job. I think they did a really good job. I mean, borderline looks like a Toyota Tacoma. I mean, I wonder why. Yeah, it's just crazy. Nissan's truck line is never ever populated by the masses. You know, The Toyota Tacoma, good Lord, where's there not a Toyota Tacoma going down the road, right? Compared to Nissan Frontier, or look at the Ford Ranger. The Ford Rangers are everywhere. Righto. All right, everybody, thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Nothing extravagant going on today. What's tomorrow bring? We shall see. A new day. What's tomorrow's conversations? I don't know. Who knows? So, once again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more ideas that maybe help you look at life a little differently. God bless and stay safe.